My family. Well, they have a very specific way of looking at success. To them, if you aren't clocking in at a corner office or driving a German SUV, you're basically just taking up space. Every Christmas, it's the same old routine at my brother's place in the suburbs. My brother, Marcus, he's the big shot. Real estate developer, 3-car garage, the kind of guy who talks about market volatility while cutting the ham. And then there's me, the guy who wasted a perfectly good engineering degree to go back home and run a tiny dusty hardware shop in our dying hometown 2 hours away. At dinner, Marcus leaned back, swirling his expensive bourbon. He looked at me with that pitying smirk and said, "Hey Leo, I hope that little shop is keeping you warm, man. But seriously, if you ever need a real loan to get out of that hole, just let me know. I hate seeing you struggle in that ghost town." The whole table went quiet. My mom looked at her plate. My sister-in-law gave a tight, awkward smile. I just took a bite of potatoes and shrugged. "It's a living, Marcus," I said. "People still need hammers and nails." He laughed, a loud barking sound. "Hammers and nails? You're living in the 1950s, brother. That town is dead. The mill closed, the main street is boarded up. It's over. You're just a captain of a sinking ship." Right then the doorbell rang. It was Marcus's neighbor, David. He's some high-level city planner. A guy Marcus has been trying to impress for months. David walked in, shaking off the snow, looking totally energized. "Marcus, sorry to drop in," David said, his eyes scanning the room. "But I just got the final report on the Riverside Revitalization Project. You know, the anonymous donor who bought up the old mill and the 3 blocks on Main Street." Marcus stood up, suddenly all business. "Oh yeah, the mystery developer. They're calling it the biggest comeback in the state. Whoever that is. They've got deep pockets and a lot of heart. They're turning the mill into low-income housing and a tech hub. I'd give anything to know who's behind it." David smiled and pointed right at me. "Then you should probably ask your brother." The room went so silent you could hear the ice melting in Marcus's drink. David pulled out a folder and laid it on the table. "I was going through the final permits this morning. The holding company is registered to the L. Miller Hardware Trust. It's you, isn't it, Leo?" I didn't say anything for a long time. I just put my fork down. "I didn't go back there to sell nails, Marcus," I said quietly. "I went back to buy the town before people like you could turn it into a parking lot. My little shop has been the front for the revitalization project for 5 years. We've already created 200 jobs." Marcus looked at the folder, then at me, his face turning a strange shade of gray. His struggling brother was the guy he'd been chasing for a partnership all year. You're the donor," my mom whispered, her eyes wide. I stood up, grabbed my old denim jacket, and headed for the door. "The mill opens in the spring," I said, looking back at Marcus. "And don't worry about that loan, big guy. I think I'm doing just fine." I walked out into the cold night air, feeling the weight of the secret finally lift. Some people build empires for the name on the building. Others build them so the people inside have a place to call home.